Hello, hi there. This is yours truly, Clarice T. Still here in Lucena City, province of Quezon, Republic of the Philippines. And today it's the 3rd of April, 2025. So I am feeling the pleasure actually of wearing this attire. It's a sort of native to the country of Thailand, and I must confess that I am not the original recipient of this, what you call that, if it's like here in the Philippines, we'd have, you know, the barong and our own national, not costume anyway, but uh, pardon me, because of my IQ right now is not functioning well. I seem to grasp for words. Well, anyway, I'd like to thank my sister-in-law for the hand-me-down. So I don't know if she's the one who purchased this um, dress from, obviously, from Bangkok. And then they had house renovation, and she had to let go of some of her things. And fortunately, we were also having kind of minor house repair. So our cabinet is also being going through some changes. So when she offered it to her niece, my daughter, and she said, "Oh, this will fit Mama." I'm the mama. So she said, "I think Mama will like this." So when she gave it to me, of course, I am so happy because it's so nice, it's so comfortable, and I think with respect to Thailand, of course, I also feel you're in my prayers because of the earthquake that had happened in Myanmar, especially in Myanmar, right? And so, with all that, having said that, I also I believe that so I am a grateful recipient of this national costume. Is it national costume or is it national attire? I don't know how to call it at this time because my mind is really not functioning that well. And I'm just glad, okay? And hopefully, when we come to visit Thailand, I will get to buy some other stuff because here in the Philippines, I would always frequent Ginabis Your Style. That's store here in Pacific Mall, and they have clothes from Bangkok, and I would always buy from her. So that's it. I I believe that today I'm also going through my filing cabinet because the contents are some of them should be thrown away, and I should like update, and somehow those prone to termites and other, or ants, so that there will be more space in the filing cabinet. So I came across a week ago the two police blatters that I made. That was in 2009, right after a year after I came home from Tagaytay. And then I also went, there's also the report, the first report to NBI. Um, with NBI, I had lost, in my inbox, I couldn't find the exchanges I had with one of the residents, wherein I had apologized when I said, did I, did I, because I was supposed to be, uh, we were told, it's a TC, therapeutic community. So we are like in the same way that sometimes it's a role playing, and that first off, no physical touching of any kind or any sort, but just sometimes we kind of mimic the pressure, the injustice that we feel like in the real world. And then that's actually what I had carried with me to this day. Like, how are you going to cope with some injustices that you think you do not deserve? So we kind of mimic the response, and it teaches us how best to cope with our emotions so that we can come face to face with our worst enemy, which is ourselves and our weakness, right? Like, can I stop myself from screaming? Can I stop myself if I have the habit of being physical or hurting someone? Will I be able to control it in such a situation where you are faced with the worst possible scenario? Like, what can trigger you? So that's it. And without going overboard. So yeah, no physical touching, no hurting, like no below the belt. And anyway, if those things go unruly, that's why we're there, to resolve the the problem in ourselves, which can be a problem when we go outside, like in the mainstream society. Uh, like, if I would be causing a problem within the community that I am part of, and there will be a reason, there should be a reason, that should be the reason why I would be, left in the rehab facility, something like that. So that was the case, and I had quite a barrage of questions. Like, me, I thought that because I was new, and I was very enthusiastic about the system, and they were all old timers. I didn't know that my kind of questioning could somehow, I know that it could trigger, but I didn't know how far I could go. Like, are you going to leave me to wash all these dishes when I just wash them, something like that? And then a person who is non-confrontational would just leave it. But I was really feeling the heat because I had done the dishes forever, it would seem. So before that, unlike here, I am doing the dishes, the household chores. But back then, we had two helpers actually. So I was seldom, yes, it's a confession time. I was seldom actually, I grew up with helpers. I grew up with nanny. And so when that happened, it was really touch and go for me. Like, I never thought that being in a rehab would entail a lot of physical hard work, like in-house. I thought it's a lot of sitting down, therapy. I never thought that, we would do the housework ourselves. And I couldn't get out of the kitchen job. And so it was that kind of, and then there's a system where you can vent it out, like something like that. So I think I got carried away. I don't know. So when I left after 16 months with all the learnings of, you know, let others say what kind of structure I had. Like I, there was a time that I was the first to wake up and the last to turn in, and then it would happen for a week. So really, I was at a breaking point, and that my sleep was only around 5 hours or less, and then I would function, and then I would take the reprimand being in the kitchen after being on my feet the whole day, and being in charge of so many things all at once amongst different problematic individuals. And so that was that. And then when I got out, I looked for his email address, and meant to, like, he's a very kind soul, and he's tender, and I hate to think that he would go through life having the worst impression of me. Yeah, that's me. I said I am truly, truly sorry that if I had came across as belligerent, and I was yapping my my own frustration, but it was really the purpose of our stay there anyway. But still, I couldn't, and that I was, I, when we were there were free time, so I got to share the work that I do here. So they were actually, many of them so puzzled until the last months, because they couldn't figure out why I was there. I didn't even have the experience or the opportunity to use marijuana. I don't even know what it looks like. And so much more the hard stuff. So I was there, and I was told that it was due to my behavior. But what aspect of my behavior that was so serious that cannot be remedied by, like the first month, the third month, the 6 months? Because after the 6 months, I was the one who had asked if I could, like, because there was no fund anymore coming from Lucena, and that my family wanted to pull me out, but it's such a drag. It's a jarring adjective for me, like a pulled out. Why I couldn't make it? I couldn't finish one graduation, like one program. Why? Because I couldn't hack it. So, and it's going round and round. I really wanted to push it. That's it. And for the last 6 months, actually, because I stayed there for 16 months. For the last month, I was all over the place. And I was really being, I wanted to be told the truth. I wanted someone to say specifically the reason that you are here is like you were hearing voices, something like that, or you were talking to yourself. Because while I was there was not a moment that I had exhibited those problematic behavior, right? And actually, there was no problematic, and because I was running the house, some months I was on top of every situation, and then even after I got out, okay, Okay, fast forward. I'm not going to elaborate because I might divulge confidences that I shouldn't in my state right now. Okay, at the police headquarters at the Lucena PNP, I was there, and probably I stayed for around 15 or 30 minutes. Then we got to exchange some insights about the reason I was there. I said I want to file here a complaint because of harassment. Um, it started with my preconceived idea that I was in a relationship. I said that, when a person is in a relationship, you sort of take the liberty of that entitlement of being in a relationship until and unless you are told to stop, right, by the other person. So, and it happened. So the pictures that I took, me, I have penchant for, like, all my all our life. I had Olympus camera, and I never had there was never a time when I wouldn't have a fresh roll of film ready to put the camera, and I would always keep enough funds so that I would have them develop. I did not have the habit of, clicking the camera and taking pictures and then letting it rot because I wasn't able to get the roll of films developed. And that was old school, right? Unlike now, the cell phones. Because that was me. I am very, I have that picturesque. When I write a novel, what pictures could I use as my illustration? Like, what in the past did I would review the pictures that I've taken. So can I use this? Because all of them would be original. And then for my collection, I have, this is my friend. So I would, like, when my daughters would tell me, this is my friend in high school. I like to do that, I like to reminisce and introduce the persons who I had the pleasure of meeting, or even, like, even if it comes with bad news and unfortunate events, still I would like that when I tell my stories to my family, I can show them, this is the person that I had, he really, like, he told me some things that really hurt me, something like that. Or this is the person that I borrowed money from her or from him. So I like to have something, my collection of photos and my pictures. They are legendary. Well, anyway, so when I showed the picture to him, I'm going to assign a name to him, okay? What name do I use? Like Bert. Okay, babe. Bert. Bert, I was very excited. I took some pictures of us together and I put it, I cropped it and I put it together like this. Oh. I showed it to him. And then he said, "What are you doing? Stop it." And that really, I was taken aback. You mean to tell me it's not okay to do this? No, it's not. Something like that. So, okay, fine. I'm going to delete it. I'm not going to post it. And I've been told where the line stops. So, I have completely forgotten the matter. And then some months later, it went back, and the story was that I had made fun and that I had jumped on to another man and that I had made fun, I had like broken his heart, or that I was, all sorts of stories came back. I said, but that didn't happen. That wasn't exactly how it had happened. So there I was, in the police station, and that I was, and they didn't want to take me seriously. They said, "Oh, that's nothing. Maybe it's just something that it's you had a real relationship and that you had misunderstood each other or something like that." But I said, I insisted. I really want to put it in writing because I want to give it to them and to our common friends to say also that I can be contacted, I can be reached at this phone number, and that the facts, this address, and that the facts that I have narrated, they can actually like check it out, verify, validate whether there are half truths and there are an outright lie and there are, so malicious connotation. Said I want that will be the basis of my affidavit. I want to put it in writing that I came here and that this is the part that I had played to whatever the story was playing and was causing problems or trouble for anyone. Hey, come on. Why a simple no and a simple yes? Like, why should there be a prolonged agony? If there wasn't, there wasn't. If there was, there was. And that, is there a shame to being my friend, to being a boyfriend when we didn't even touch hands? Like, okay, when we're like in a group and forming a circle, there wasn't any like. There was once when he had taken me to. Yeah, I was going to attend a function, and I said, are you going there? Can you pick me up from the bus station? And then he did. And then I told the counselor that I had, you guess who I came with the bus? It's him. So everything was like part of the conversation and going through the motion of normalcy. So those were the things that's an example. Anyway, I went to NBI, said, but that exchanges where he said, I have completely forgotten all about it. That part, that email where he said, I have completely forgotten all about it. It was gone. And it was my defense that, I wasn't that, I wasn't that, there wasn't psychological battery of some sort. That it is part of the learning curve. Like, I am a living testament to how, it has helped me get hold of my excesses. Like, when I am already mad and fuming mad, happy mad, I can still think straight and not give in and not, it doesn't help to overly defend yourself and justify and, being the only ones, the only man left standing because everyone you have managed to cut down to pieces and, going to the jugular, something like that. So that is not such a good idea. That to have a relationship or to maintain even friendship, right? So those were the experiences that still I have with me. So for 3 months I was there. Clarice, why are you here in the rehab? For the 6 months, and after the 16 months, and then after the first year that I was working here. And then I had stopped attending because of I had to focus on the legal aspect of the identification, why I couldn't claim it as mine, and why can't I be recognized as that person, as that woman. So I also, during that time when so many foul and psychologically pervert posts had been attributed to me, I wrote to Smart, to PLDT, and said, can I just check about my servers, the spoofing. I also wrote about my coming and going emails. If in my name I am really pestering people, because I have lifestyle, Lucena, and I would, all my energy would be poured on making my channel work. And to have such harmful story hounding me at every turn, it was kind of, I was running out of options. So I wrote, and I said, the usage of my internet, I was willing to have my IP, and I was willing to have my hard drive, since was already having this suspicion that, my cell phone is cloned, and that my also the PC that I'm using, my laptop. So like when we were going to the beach, I wasn't very confident about my body. So I was trying to like fit, and I will take my cell phone, my selfie, wearing my swimwear, whether it's bad taste or what can I do if there are some bulge, because at that time I was out of shape. I did not have a regular workout, and I was busy, very, very busy. So it might not be such a good idea, you know me. I could not bear to have pictures taken that will not be good for my brand, for my collections, diba? Nobody does that, I guess. It's not just being vainglory. So I would, take my picture, and, and after a while, it became my standard thermometer of whether there really was something that going on. My mode of communication is already compromised. So one way of checking whether there is like another party that can get hurt, because I would assume, is when I would place picture, and yes, some will call it a bait. And then if there's a violent reaction, oh my gosh, it's not. I should not. I should not continue, because in my situation, being in a fishbowl, I am being, and with the campaign of the psychologically impaired Clarice, there is bound to be a backlash to anything even good that I would do. So, instead of being bogged down by so much negativity and so much losing opportunity to mend fences, to overreact. Because if I get, if I work myself up to such frenzy that I will lose objectivity, like I would self-convince myself that, oh, there is conspiracy going on and they all wanted to make me, to make me feel miserable and for me to not have happiness. If I have that kind of mindset, it will truly come true, right? Because there's a truth to saying that it can become quite a self-fulfilling prophecy if you immerse your mind and your thoughts in just negativity and just because there is a God and that this God is an able God and he is a provider and he can beyond the things that we can control, he is in charge. So that was the mindset that I have. It's not being plastic or anything. It's not closing the door to the possibility that there would be some genuine affection left or care that somehow can repair the relationship. Like if there had been bad exchanges between us, if there had been an incident where we had hurt each other, if like I had hurt her, I had hurt them more than they had hurt me, so their grievance will be greater. And if I would be out there in your face, then it will not, it will not mend. And that I really truly didn't want my world to shrink, avoiding everything, avoiding everyone. So I would, it's not pretending that nothing is wrong, but it's keeping the door open to the possibility that we could somehow grow and mature and move past what had happened in the past. When out of my imperfection, maybe I had gone overboard, and then those who got hurt had lashed back without my knowledge, like in the most painful way possible. And then if I had spent so much time thinking, overthinking, and thinking how it had happened, why, why and how, it would have been futile. So life went on. It's not being narcissistic. I do not think that, doing the things that can open possibilities. It's also good for others, not just mine. Because if I will respond in the same way, then we will all be down. And the casualty would be forever be like we'll never move on from the repair mode, right? The repair and repair mode. We're not going to advance to anything if we're always on the repair mode. So I don't think that is being narcissistic. If I do not tear my clothes and break down and cry, and because I did that in the past when it was so overwhelming, but I learned my lesson when nothing happened. The energy and the hurt, it was too much. I couldn't go through again in my lifetime. So and besides, I have 3 growing daughters who needed my 100% attention and my 100% best. So I had to focus on them. If that is narcissism, I will have no defense against it. But that's just it. I had tried to ask, what is it do I need to do to address the hurt, the grievance, and anything that had stopped you from considering me a good friend who is worthy of honesty and trust. Like if it's all going to come back to pre-2003 relationship. And so I would still come out as being the person that all my legal papers are pointing or testifying that I am that woman, because uh, that is a matter that we cannot go over, under, or skip, because we have to go through it. If I cannot be that person who deserves the honesty and like the consideration of saying something like, you know what, Clarissa, when you said that, you had truly hurt my feelings. When you had texted to your friend and had made fun of me, you had lambasted my, like, my character. You know, I would have understood that. That was something that I had prepared for, because that was also what I did. Like when I got out, I said, "Can we talk?" Like I would offer my hand. What? And then I would get like, what? What are you talking about? Nothing of the sort had happened. So, oh really? So everything was in my mind. Everything was just, a conjuring of a sick mind. Yeah, there's nothing wrong. You did nothing wrong. What are you talking about? All the denials and all the, there's nothing wrong. Snap out of it. So, oh really? Oh, somehow it was also a relief. But then, when I had hold on to that, oh, there was nothing wrong, or I had done nothing, to earn any grievance, and yet it stayed that way, the barrier, and me moving forward with my work and being accused of so many things and allegations, and yes, the narcissistic you. Oh my, and if I had kept it at bay just to move forward, I truly, truly hope that that would not be taken against me. But to this day, I still, um, probably it's a sort of reflex that I have not thrown away all the proof that I did my part, that, and I was expecting response or recipient, a mutual respect and mutual courtesy of responding to my gesture of goodwill. So, but there was nothing. So the police report stayed, and made an affidavit about that, and I sent it. I said, these are the pictures that, tweet thumbs that were supposed, that two persons who are supposed to have a relationship would have. And if it's not, then I am so sorry that, for my wrong assumptions. And so that's it. And they are not teenagers. They were there because of drug addiction or taking excesses or being harmful. So that should be an allowance to all of us, and who are trying to do good and to learn from mistakes. So I had said to the telecommunication, this is my IP address. These are the, my hard drive, and that whenever I turn on my PC, I am vulnerable to hacking, and that even if I have questionable pictures or photos or work, my hard drive has already been compromised, and that I had reported. Yeah, this is another incident with spoofing and hacking. It's so sad that while in the production, my daughter had a friend, and I am good friend with her parents, so I call them tita. Tita because they are older than me, and their kids are older than my kids, so they call them kuya or ate. So we have different age gap, so we call each other. We call the elders tita, the ates, and like that. And then 2009, I received a super foul sexual graphic text, and it had its name. So I said, "Kay, what is this?" And said, "That's not me, Tita Clarice." So I had used that, like somebody has been sending me emails and chat with explicit words and lewd, very lewd. And they said, yeah, that happens. Spoofing happens. But the consequence is unfortunate because he had to unfriend me to stop it, and so it kind of put restraint in our working relationship. So that's a very sad turn of event, but it happened. That's all that I'm saying now, which will be I don't know if it's going to come up, but I didn't throw away the reports, the exchanges, the screenshots. I may have extended my hand, yes, but I also didn't throw away the reason that would be, I should be interpreted, I should be taken at face value. Yes, that's the word. I should be taken at face value, like my apologies are apologies, and that the overture of friendship, they are they were real, and that if I didn't get the desired result, surely they cannot begrudge me of moving on and living my life, notwithstanding whatever label and continuing scrutiny over my possible intents and motives and the error of my ways. So I have taken 45 minutes of your time. I am truly, truly thankful for you if you've watched this video from start to finish, because it is also better to be prepared if we all have to sign our name on a statement with regards that can affect each other. It's a very real possibility, or if not, then at least I have said my piece, and hoping that the days to come would not be as hazy as what had happened. Like we were forced to speculate and to second guess and to second guess and to interpret and assign possible motives for everything. So that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.